went very well. I enjoyed talking with them. I liked everybody on the staff, so it was a really good meeting. Just broke down some film. They asked me some, kind of football IQ questions about fronts, pressures, different defenses, things like that.
Being next in line of a great line of Wisconsin running backs, how do you plan to carry that torch?
Yeah, I think the same way I did in college. That's show up every day and work, continue to grow in every single way, keep my head down and grind, and just kind of approach this, as a pro would.
Braelon, what are some of the things that you would bring to an NFL franchise, and has the Bills been in contact with you?
I haven't talked with the Bills. I think, as a player, as a running back, I bring a lot of physicality and a downhill kind of running style, more old school style. But I can also catch the ball well, run routes, pass protect. And I think I bring a lot of value in that way, just kind of being versatile. And, of course, there's a lot of things that I want to work on and get better at, be more consistent. But at the end of the day, I'm young and I have a long way to go till I'm fully developed. And I think, in the right system, at the right place, I could be a great player.
Brother, you mentioned that physicality is always now. Is Derrick Henry a guy that you watch, especially in this
Oh, yeah, Derrick Henry, that's a guy who I've talked to a bunch. We have a great relationship. This past summer, I kind of was able to pick his brain a little bit and kind of emulate his diet, his recovery routine and kind of regimen. So Derrick's a guy I talk to all the time, and he's been great for me, especially throughout this past year. So, yeah, I kind of want to I study him a lot and try to emulate his game a little bit. So, yeah, he's one of my favorites. I think, it just came down to how to take care of my body. That was the biggest thing I had for him. A guy who's been as effective as he has and as good as he has for as long as he has. The longevity and, ability to play week in and week out, with very limited injuries. Obviously, he's had a few, but overall, he's been able to stay healthy. So a guy who's similarly built to me, kind of a similar size, I wanted to see, how he takes care of his body.
Braelon, you got a 75-yard run, 96-yard run, I think 2 touchdowns. Do you have a favorite play? One of those?
Oh, I think my favorite play was my last run against Northwestern my freshman year. I think it was only like 33 yards, but broke a bunch of tackles, and it was my third touchdown of the game in my first start. So I think that was my favorite one, and then all those kind of follow up behind it. The 96 for sure, school record, and then, of course, the touchdown pass. yeah, it was cool. I was a quarterback at the beginning of high school, so kind of took me back to those roots a little bit.
Braelon, you talked about football action. What from a non-standpoint makes you stand out?
I think, the thing that has separated me, and I think separates me from other players in the class is my IQ. I think I see the game from a different lens, a different perspective, and I take my studying very seriously. Something that I take a lot of pride in.
That was the ring.
I have not. Informally, yes.
Brandall, one of the things it seemed like you looked to improve on this year was pass protection. Talk to me about, everyone kind of going into that role, where do you stand?
Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest strengths as a player. I think there aren't many guys that are willing to kind of put their face in the fan and protect the quarterback. That's something that, like you said, I wanted to put a big emphasis on. And Coach Spalding, who came in, did a great job in helping me kind of develop my technique. And at the end of the day, it's a mindset. Don't let your guy touch the quarterback. So as much as the technique means, and as good as it was for me, at the end of the day, it's keep the guy from getting to your guy. So informally, I believe.
Braelon, you responded to that tweet and that picture of you yesterday.
Yeah.
You said 17 in this picture.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see J.J. Watt's response?
I did.
What did you think of 17-year-old J.J. Watt?
I thought he looked good. Yeah, I mean, obviously put a lot of development into his body to be where he is now or where he was while he was playing. But it was cool. JJ's obviously Wisconsin legend, both being from the state, both playing at UW. He's a guy that every Wisconsin kid looks up to.
The other response to that, too, is there any response that you got to that you really laughed at?
Um, Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich. That was funny. He's I don't know Christian. I met him. You know, I got to go to a Brewers game this past summer, so you know I met him, but I don't know him well. But I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty funny.
Really going back to Fond du Lac, can you kind of characterize the conversations when you decided to classify and to choose offensive defense? How close you were to maybe going to the other side of the ball, and what were some of the factors that really ultimately led you to play?
Yeah, so obviously high school experience was very different than most. Recruited as a defensive player, committed to Wisconsin as a safety after my sophomore year. Going into my junior year, decided to reclassify up a grade, and that fall, due to COVID, our season got canceled, so we played in the spring. And, you know, we were kind of on the fence whether I was going to play safety or linebacker. And I wanted to make sure that the coaches got my film from the spring season and could decide off that. So that was my first time playing running back, really. And so there was a month between my last high school game when I got on campus. 2 weeks before I got there, Coach Chris called me and told me I was going to play running back.
So when you have to have a new coach, a new offense, I see that shows the NFL adversity.
Yeah, I think I showed that time and time again. And not that, you know, having to work with new coaches and learn new offenses adversity, I think, especially, you know, learning a new scheme, that's easy to me. So I think, you know, playing through injury definitely shows my toughness. I've done it, you know, plenty of times. So I think, yeah, I definitely can fight through some adversity, and I think it shows I'm tough as well.
Can you talk us through the season this year in Wisconsin and how it was in a slightly different role that you took a couple of passes and what that looked like?
It was obviously very different than what, you know, people are used to seeing at Wisconsin, but overall I think it helped me. I think it's helped my stock. You know, teams saw that I could catch the ball. Obviously going to show more of that on Saturday, tomorrow, but had to pass protect a lot more, and those are two things that NFL teams look for in a back, especially a guy that's my size and, you know, is seen as kind of a bruising back. I want to be able to put different things on tape, so I think it helped me in that way for sure. It's a good question. I'm pretty comfortable anywhere between 230, 240.
Jim Leonhard is now on the Broncos staff. What kind of coach are the Broncos getting?
The best. Again, you know, one of the best football minds that I've ever been around. The best defensive coordinator, you know, in college when he was there. But he's getting a player's coach. I mean, you know, when Coach Chris got fired and he took over as the interim head coach, every single person on that team was playing for Coach Leonhard to get that job. And obviously, you know, he didn't, but we did everything that we could. I think every single player wanted him to get the job. You know, if it wasn't Coach Chris, we wanted it to be Coach Leonhard. And obviously, you know, with Coach Fick coming in, that mindset changed, obviously. But at the time, you know, Coach Leonhard was the guy that we wanted, and the Broncos are getting a very, very good coach. Oh, that would be amazing. It would be amazing. I had a very good interview with the Broncos. I actually ran into Coach Leonhard yesterday, last night, and got to talk to him a little bit, you know, kind of catch up. Not too long, but it was good to see him, and I know he's in a great place. So I had an informal. Yes. Formal.
Braelon, have you spoken with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yes. Informal. Can you say that again?
I was just saying, you have a relationship with Isaac and follow him, you know, after
Yeah, that's my guy. Isaac is one of the guys who I really leaned on when I got to Wisconsin. Obviously, you know, he was a couple years older than me and has been in the offense, and you know, he taught me a lot. He taught me, you know, how to be a pro and how to carry myself in, you know, in that university, at that university. And obviously, when he left, it was a bummer, but it was going to be what was best for him. So I was happy to see him ball out this year, and I know he's going to run fast. Player-wise, I think, you know, a lot of guys that I talk to and have a good relationship with, likes of Derrick Henry, JT, James Conner, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, just to name a few. So those are probably the main guys come to mind. Oh, it would be awesome. You know, obviously growing up in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, not too far. family is Packer fans, of course. So it'll be awesome. Formally, yes, sir. My days are all mixed up right now. I couldn't tell you. A couple days ago.
Braelon, what can you say about the playing atmosphere at Camp Randall Stadium?
Definitely one of the best in the country. I think the fans, they show up, they show out, and it's a good stadium when you give them something to cheer about.
Should folks be drafting your fantasy football this year?
Of course, absolutely.
Every time you touch the ball, every member of the Wisconsin meeting always said, did you know Braelon Allen is only 17, 18, 19? How much of a selling point is your age when you go into these meetings with teams saying, hey, I'm only 20, my body's not done growing yet, think of what I can be?
Honestly, I haven't just been like, I'm 20 years old. I think, most of them know that, and they take that into consideration. But, of course, I think it helps me. You want a guy who's still a little more fresh, has some development that can be made still. So I think it's definitely an advantage. Yeah, I trained at Proactive in Orange County. Out there, I had Glenn Campbell as my position coach. He did a good job, kind of preparing me and getting me ready for the combine. Through Instagram, I think I had posted a picture after my freshman season. I was wearing a Derrick Henry shirt, so he had followed me, DM'd him, exchanged numbers, and ever since we've been cool. Yeah, it was.
Looking back at your junior film, what was something you wanted to improve on this offseason?
Just trying to be as well-rounded as possible. I think I took strides in every area, and obviously every area can get better. So definitely winning an open field at a very high, consistent rate, I think will help me. And I think once I know I can do that right now, but once I kind of get better at that, I'll be a very dangerous player. What is that? All of them, but of course, I ran into Coach Leonhard last night, so that was awesome. I haven't been able to talk to him or catch up in a while, so Coach Leonhard definitely won, and I can't remember his name. Can't remember the guy's name, but the running back coach for the Broncos as well. He was super energetic, super animated guy, and he was awesome to talk to. Yeah, I hope so. I think that's an area that I wanted to put more on film this past year, and obviously the offense that we ran helped me do that. And I think teams will be surprised to see my route running ability and ability to catch the ball.
A lot of things have been said about your injuries at Wisconsin. What's kind of your say about
I haven't had anything serious, so I've missed very few games, 4 I want to say. And so I don't think, I think that's pretty good for as many carries as I had and, as much a bigger part of the offense as I had. I think I was very durable. And obviously, it's football. Injuries happen. But overall, I've been able to stay pretty healthy and been able to be effective. So.
Thanks, Braelon.
Yep.